Terry, we're looking forward to the big one on Sunday, the Highland Derby. Everyone seems to be looking forward to it. You relishing the encounter?
Very much so. I think the boys are up for it. I mean, there's been fierce in training, actually. There's been a few tackles that have been flying in. I think everybody's desperate to get out there and get on with the game. But it's another Highland Derby. It's another great occasion, another great challenge for us. And to go there as well, we haven't won there. We've beaten them 3 times at home, but not away from home. So what better way than to qualify for Europe? Yeah,
it's all set for a cracker. There's maybe a sellout crowd as well. I think a sellout in the Thistle end as well. Everyone's kind of all looking forward to Europe's the buzzword around the ground, but in the grand scheme of things, it's been a great season for you.
It has. I mean, the European thing is a bonus, a real bonus. That would be the icing on the cake of what's been a very special season. But it can be extra special as well by winning the match and qualifying for Europe, irrespective of the result at McDermott Park. But I think you don't really sort of focus on Europe as far as we're concerned. You just focus on doing well in the game itself, because it is a Highland Derby. It does take care of itself. It does stand alone, and it's one of those games where it's going to be extremely keenly fought. It's going to be quite a few battles going on, a few challenges, and it's going to be high intensity. But that's the nature of Highland Derbies. Both teams can play football if they're allowed to play football. But in the 2 matches we've had over there, they've been sort of one extreme to the other, a goalless draw and a 6-goal thriller. So perhaps this might come in between, somewhere in between. But it's tailor-made to be a cracking into the season, and no matter what the result, both clubs can celebrate having fantastic campaigns, and also I think both clubs can come out as winners.
I think many would look forward to another, maybe a 3-3 draw. It's quite an entertaining game, but win, lose or draw, you could be in Europe. I mean, regardless of what St John's doing.
Yeah, I mean, someone said to me, "Do you want to, be made aware of the result?" I'm not really. No, I just want to, give a good account of ourselves and get out there and show, what we can do. But we're going to have to replace Richie Ferran and Ross Draper. They're out suspended, and obviously Richie Britton's out for Ross County. But we've worked on replacements. We've worked on a way of playing, and we want to go out there and put that game plan into action. So it's. Everybody's looking forward to it, but I think the players are the ones that have to be cool in their minds and in their heads. They have to treat the game as another SPL game, the final SPL game of the season. Go there with that attitude, and we hopefully should be fine.
As you say, Richie and Ross are out, but players coming in, they have done generally pretty well this season. You've used your squad pretty well. Everyone who has come in has played their part. Yeah,
they certainly have. Young and old. I mean, Chris Hogg has been in the last 2 games and played very well. We've had players like Charlie Taylor coming in. He won the penalty that won the Highland Derby the last time. So and you can go on. The list is endless. Connor Pepper's contributed 2 great goals this season, as well as being there for us. And there's lots of players that can stake a claim for the 2 vacant positions. But we know what to do. The team's virtually picked, and we'll work on stuff on the Saturday prior to the Sunday match, and then go there. As a final team talk, the final pre-match meal will be the final 90 minutes. And we want to go out with a bang.
As I say, the bigger picture, speaking to you before the season started back in August last year, to be talking about potentially getting to Europe and being in the top 6 and going into Highland Derby is quite incredible on the final day.
It certainly is, and our aim at the start of the season was to finish higher than Ross County, and we are going to do that because we're 4 points ahead going into the last match. So that was our aim in a way, because if we finish above them, then we wouldn't get relegated. So I think Ross County were trying to finish above us or above another team, so they wouldn't get relegated. But I don't think either club could have foreseen such a wonderful season and a wonderful campaign and some wonderful football too. So, fair play to both clubs and fans and players. And it's tailor-made as well for next year to be successful. I know Derek's got to go into the transfer market, and he's got to get a lot of players re-signed up, because there's not many players have actually penned contracts for next year at Ross County. So he's got a sort of opposite effect to what I've got. I've got most of my players already signed up. We just have 1 or 2 over the summer. And already our season ticket sales have gone very well. So in the crowd have seen the lads that have re-signed and thought, well, we'll have a piece of this again next year, which is very, very nice and reassuring. But at the same time, I think both clubs, especially Derek now, he's got a pattern, he's got a system, he knows what he has to do. I think both clubs have, will stabilise next year and be hopefully a force to be reckoned with in the top 6 again. But I think having had so much success this year, it gives everybody a real appetite for next year and the year beyond that and the year beyond that, to say, right, we want to be successful top 6 teams in the SPL. And that was something I don't think both teams really dreamt about 4 or 5 years ago.
Looking back at the season, it's been incredible. Can you pick out a moment of the season for you, or is it, just as a whole, the season has been fantastic?
Well, it was pretty low key, to be honest. When I was down in Southampton after the Ross County game on the Sunday, and we had to await the outcome. I think it was a Dundee United match, or it was Dundee United playing somebody. I'm not too sure, but it was one of those games where I couldn't watch the TV on the Sunday down in Southampton with my sons, and eventually the phone starts going because we got I think Dundee United had drawn or something else like that, but we had the necessary points to be in the top 6. So it was very low key. Mm-hmm. Although afterwards I got pretty smashed after that, so it certainly wasn't low key after that. It was low key the next day because I was laid up in my bed, I think. But to get the news that way, it was not quite like winning it on the day, or quite like scoring the goal that would took you into the top 6. It was quite low key. Very similar to when we won the First Division title in 2010, mm-hmm. where we found out that Dundee had lost at Raith Rovers. So it doesn't matter how low key it was still a magnificent achievement and a lovely feeling for the club to get into the top 6 before Ross County, to be there first and to be there in the first time in our history. So I think you look at it. It's been a season of firsts. Everything about this season has been a season of firsts. So many firsts to describe. Obviously we won on Sunday to make the major first, which is to be in Europe. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We've had so many firsts before that, but it's just been an incredible season where you can say getting in the top 6 just really underlined what a brilliant campaign and a brilliant season the boys have had.
A favourite game for you of the season?
Hopefully Sunday will be the favourite game, but the 4-4 game at Dundee United was just bizarre. And it was one of those ones where we're 3-0 down after 8 minutes, I think it was. And I'm thinking to Morris, what the hell do we do now? I don't know, what do we do? And it's a surreal moment. And then I heard the crowd, the Thistle fans next to us saying we're going to win 4-3, and I thought, wow, I don't think last year we probably wouldn't have got that from the Thistle fans. But it just showed you, wow, what a support and what a feeling, And it lifted me, it lifted Morris. I think the players heard it, and it was like, oh well, we've got nothing to lose now. And we should have won the game. There was never a penalty to make it 4-4, but we should have won the game. I think that sort of summed up the spirit and resilience of the team and the whole attitude of the players. And we scored some great goals that day. Billy poached a couple. Gary Warren got an unbelievable header. I mean, you're talking about goals of the season. That was one of them for me. I think it was about an 18-yard header. I've never scored an 18-yard. Well, I have in the wrong net, but not at Tannadice as well. And I think Morris was playing. He never lets me forget that. But an 18-yard header from a cross by Graham Shinney. I think for me that was one of the goals of the season. But there's been so many goals. I think Billy was talking about it and saying he hasn't actually scored that many outside the box. Billy, they've all been inside, and they've all been like bread and butter striker goals. But that's what he is. Mm-hmm. But you can go through the whole team and you can go through every game and you could say brilliant, and it has been. And if you get all that brilliance together as we did this year, we want it again next year and the year after that. So that's my job and the players' job to do that. But what a level and what a standard they've set this season too. As
you say, you're looking ahead to next season. You could go on your holidays pretty much with all of your team signed up. Yeah. Owain and Aaron are the two kind of first team players that are still to sign up. Any news on them yet?
Yeah, it's one of them.
That's why I'm signed?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
But there was news. I'm not telling you what it is, but there was news. So we're very optimistic that one of them will sign.
Okay.
Very optimistic. And
you have already signed for next season as well, so although you're losing Antonio and Andrew from that first team pool, you have 2 players that are going to come into the squad too.
Yeah, we've got 1 or 2 younger ones that'll come in. Obviously Andy Shinney will be difficult to replace in terms of his quality, and everybody that sees him play, he's got immense quality, and he'll be great for the championship for Birmingham. But we're looking to replace him, and we've got several irons in the fire for that already. So we're very optimistic that we'll get someone in to replace Andy, and I think Billy needs a little bit of help up front as well. So we'll be doing that. So we'll be adding. We haven't got a lot of money to play with, so we'll be adding probably youngsters. But the younger players this year have been outstanding. They've been terrific. So all in all, it's going to be a good summer for us. Whatever the result on Sunday, it's going to be a brilliant summer because we've had a brilliant season, and then we look forward to next year.
Cheers, Danny. Thanks for that.
Thank you.